There should be a label on the AI bottle. Warning, side effects may include AY. It's artificial intelligence, not artificial you.
Welcome to King Moves. In chess, the king moves one step at a time, but that single move can change everything. Each week, we explore mindset shifts and simple actions that could lead to the next breakthrough in your business and life. I'm your co-host, Ethan King, from Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Entrepreneur, TEDx speaker, and best-selling author of Wealth Beyond Money.
And I'm your co-host, Justin King, no relation to Ethan, from Cape Town, South Africa. Entrepreneur, speaker, and business growth strategist. Our journey crosses continents and cultures as we think out loud, challenge assumptions, and uncover the small moves that create big momentum. Welcome to King Moves. Let's start the conversation.
All right, so Justin, I have this keynote coming up about AI and leadership where I'll be speaking to the leadership team of a huge company. And it gave me a lot of thought to go deep into this subject because I already talk about leadership a lot. I talk about AI a lot, but merging the two and where are there similarities? And this is huge right now because I don't know if you heard the news, but the U.S. government is doubling down on AI. Trump wants to win the AI race, and they've announced a $500 billion investment in Project Stargate. AI is about to take off. So these companies are wanting to know, like, how do I actually use this effectively? And there are a few things that I wanted to throw out here and also to see if you had any that you would add. But the first is communication, because leadership is all about communication, right? And oftentimes it's not even what you say to people, but how you say it. For example, a friend of mine he's a dentist, and but he has to manage employees, just like we all do in business. And sometimes he could tend to get annoyed or abrasive with his employees if things weren't going the way they wanted. But he was very self-aware and realized this. So he started going to ChatGPT and asking ChatGPT, hey, help me respond to this employee in a nice way. And that was the only context that he gave ChatGPT. So of course, ChatGPT said it in the nice way, but it was very robotic, very AI. And his employee was like, did you use ChatGPT to say that? So he got busted, right? So if you are going to use AI to help you, you need to give it more context, give it more parameters, maybe set up a project where you upload each employee's personality type and some past communications from that employee so that ChatGPT understands how that employee thinks and how they like to be communicated to, so that then it can craft the words in a better way to suit that particular, because you don't need to talk to every single person the exact same way. So that would be one of my first tips. My next one is asking your teammates about their hopes, dreams, and goals for the future. So this is inspired by the book, The Dream Manager. Have you read that one?
I haven't. Right.
The premise of that book is, and this was written way before AI. I don't remember when it came out. I have to look that up. But it's about talking to your team members and figuring out what are their hopes and dreams and goals in life in general. And then once you have that, you keep a record of it. And then how can you as a manager assist them in getting to their goals? It might be that they want to take their kids on a trip to Disney World. It may be that they want to buy a house. It may be they want to buy this certain car or take this certain vacation. But if you are really, it's not just about money, you are really helping them fulfill these dreams along the way. And that's a key to retention and engagement. So how can you use AI to help you with this? But if you keep a log of their dreams and you put it in ChatGPT and get ideas from ChatGPT on how the business can help your team members fulfill their dreams, then that will take your business to new heights. And setting up a custom GPT for your training, have chat bots. People want to interact with content now. So instead of just handing someone a manual or some videos to watch as far as training, setting up a custom GPT for your standard operating procedures. And then we get into the framework of how to actually prompt ChatGPT or any LLM. Well, first give it a role, like tell it who you want it to be, because that's one of the superpowers of AI is that it can assume any role. You can tell it, okay, you are Albert Einstein for this conversation that we're about to have. And then you ask it whatever you want to ask it, and it's going to answer as Einstein would. you have to give it lots of context. Well, you need to do the same thing with people. Oftentimes when we're handing a task to an employee, we have in our minds how we want it done, but we don't communicate that. So if I tell you to go fold this piece of paper and then fold it again, well, you would do that differently than the other person would. Someone else might fold it into a paper airplane with diagonals, whereas you may just fold yours in half and then half. So if I had in my mind the paper airplane, I need to be very specific in giving you that context. So context in leadership communication is key. And we need to do the same. And it's the same thing with communicating with AI. So those are just a few things. I want to hear some of your thoughts on what's coming to your head.
I put a simple post on LinkedIn the other day, and I said there should be a label on the AI bottle. Warning, side effects may include AY. It's artificial intelligence, not artificial you. Use it to supercharge authenticity, not replace it, is what I was saying. And that's kind of what's come to mind here. Artificial intelligence, not artificial you. And I've got a few thoughts around what you were saying, but I think as much as there need to be AI consultants like yourself, there's possibly a big need for authenticity consultants at the same time. Or as an AI consultant like yourself, you have to have a big dose of how am I also bringing the authenticity consulting side to the fore so that leaders are still seen as authentic by their team members, because we can craft, and let's use the very, very first one, the communication, bringing AI into communication, which I love for business. And I think it was Richard Mulholland I reference him often on here, smart guy. I think it was Rich that said that our responsibility as leaders very often isn't about communicating things to the rest of the team. It's about translating them to the rest of the team, the rest of the organization. And I think that's brilliant. And that's exactly where AI can help you. With the right amount of context, it can help you take your strategy, your vision for the next 3 years of everything that you're executing on, and then translate that and make it relevant to the different teams, the different levels, different departments in your organization. So I think that's brilliant. Then the same as the hopes, dreams, and goals. As you say, if you keep a log of that and you plug it in, man, it's going to give you a great roadmap that you can present and discuss with your team members. The caveat to all of that is, how do you do it in an authentic way? Because absolutely AI can supercharge you as a leader, but it might supercharge you in a way where your team members are looking at each other, speaking around the water cooler and saying, man, that all sounds great, but that's just not Bob. Like, he's never spoken to me like that before. He's never said that. I'm pretty sure that ChatGPT has just told him to do that, or told her to do that, or told him or her to say that. So how do we avoid that element? Is how do we always make sure that, yeah, I'm using AI to supercharge what I'm wanting to do, but I've still got that massive healthy dose of authenticity, and my team's like, man, that is still Bob. Said in a slightly different way, but 100% that is coming from him. A little bit more refined. Maybe he's using ChatGPT, but using it in the right way. And right. that to me would be the key in trying to position the use of AI with leadership in organizations.
Yeah, for sure. So if we have to leave our listeners with a king move here, I would say, whether you're speaking to AI or speaking to a human, communicate with authenticity and communicate with context.
Love it. I think that's a perfect place. That's a great king move. Ethan, thank you.
That's a wrap for today's episode of King Moves. Remember, in chess, like in business, one right move can change everything. Take today's action step, make your move, and build momentum.
If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready for their next breakthrough. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our weekly conversations. Until next time.